So today's video is kind of gonna be a short one. Again, I know I've got a couple of those after I made the statement a couple of times. I try to keep it around the 10-minute mark, but I don't always have 10-minute long videos, and I don't want to just put a bunch of fluff in there to kind of stretch one out. But I'm gonna tell y'all why I prefer Harley Davidson over a majority of other brands. If you know me, you know I've got two. I've got this bagger and I've got a Dyna. I love them both. I love them both to death. I had other options. I was looking at Suzuki's for a while. The GS series, not the GSX-R. I was not ready for a sport bike at 19 years old. I bought the Dyna. But what really sold me on it was the sound of the bike and how comfortable they are. I understand me saying Harley Davidson is a comfortable bike is going to be a shock to a lot of people because they're probably used to Grandpa's old bike that they sat on that rode like a lumber wagon. And yeah, stock suspension isn't the greatest on a Harley, but therein lies the second part that I love about Harley Davidson. There is an endless amount of aftermarket support for these bikes, to the point you could get a bike like this and make it completely different. You could get a Dyna, a bagger, a Sportster, a Softail, whatever, and no two bikes are going to look alike. Similar, yeah, but if you know what you're looking for, if you're really into a brand, you know exactly what I mean by this. You can tell the minute differences that someone might have customized slightly different than somebody else. It's like when you get to the sport bike scene and it's like this guy has GP pegs versus the OEM pegs, you know? But I'm talking like handlebars, wheels, tanks, fairings, bags, seats, spears, grips, levers, boards, pegs, suspension, drivetrain. Did I mention wheels already? Odds and ends and pieces. Do you know how many parts of this bike I could order that say ride to live, live to ride, or have the Harley Davidson skull on it? An endless amount. You can literally customize your axle bolts on these damn things. It's just an endless possibility to make this bike your own. And I understand this next part's going to be really controversial, but I feel like Harley Davidsons have a lot more soul to them. At least the ones that I buy. I buy used bikes. These new ones, they all look like cookie cutter bikes that haven't been customized yet. But when you get a bike and you customize it, it has character, it has soul. Don't get me wrong, sports bikes have souls too. They can have souls anyway. But I know a lot of people that get them for clout, and they don't give a fuck about them. Your average Harley rider gives a fuck about their bike. The fourth part here is also probably going to be controversial to non-Harley guys, but the community around these bikes is also kind of ludicrous. There's a guy in Chicago, and he's literally like, hey, if you're ever down here, you can stay at my house if you want to, we can ride around and then you can crash on the couch. It's like, oh shit, I don't know any sport bike guys that have ever reached out to me with the same offer when I posted the Honda explicitly. Not a single one of them. It was always, yeah, if you want to ride, we can ride. But it was never, I'm going to open my home to you. We can all hang out. We can all have a good time. And you don't have to worry about going to a sketchy-ass hotel in Chicago. I'm not saying every person will do that, but a lot of people will do that. A little hidden one, too. I know a lot of people can do a lot of stuff that's really damn cool on these Harleys. Like, you got the stunt scene, you got all the different custom scenes, you got the drag racing scene, you got every scene under the sun that the sport bikes have, and then a little bit more. I'm not saying that to be derogatory. I have a sport bike, I love it to death. I'm just saying you see a lot of custom bikes that go to shows that are Harleys, not so much sport bike side. Or even import side, I guess. So I'm not trying to single out sport bikes. It's just, that's what, always the rhetoric I see where it's sport bike versus Harley, Harley versus sport bike. No, it's just, it's never a versus. It's always personal preference. This is my personal preference. I understand some of y'all just want to have very easy, or not easy, a nice selection of things to pick from to modify your bike instead of having to think about it like you do with Harleys. Because there could have, like, there's like 25 different brands that make T-bars. So you have to like figure out which one works the best for you, which one is the most cost effective for what you want, which one do you want to try and brand with later on in life if you post to social media like that. And again, like I said, I'm not trying to like say why other things are bad. Other things are amazing. They're all good choices. I'm not one of those Harley boomers that's like, oh, you gotta buy a Harley for these reasons. This is just why I picked Harley Davidson as my main bike. Don't get me wrong, I will get an Indian at some point in my life, whether it is a Chieftain Dark Horse or the Sport Chief, I don't know. It will be one of those two, and at some point in my life. So they're so nice. But at the same point, I love my Harleys. I don't know. Again, this is all just my 2 cents why I did something. I'm not saying this is trying to like, I'm not saying all this as a pick this over that. This is just why I did what I did. I will get more Harleys. I don't sell bikes, I hoard them a little bit. I have a collection started. I plan on adding to that collection. As I mentioned, I will get an Indian. I'm looking at Gixxers right now as well pretty hard. I'm going to get more Harleys. It's just going to happen, you know. But I prefer the Harley, and that's why I prefer Harley Davidson. This whole video said that. Feel free to attack me in the comments, because I know some people here, I like Harley, and they just automatically assume me like cock. But let me know down below what bike you like, and why you like it so much, or what brand I should say. And if you don't believe me that I like everything, and I just prefer Harley, watch some of my older videos. A lot of my videos have been on this bike because my Honda and my Dyna have been down lately, but they're out there. I'll even put the 2 at the end of the video that it suggests as sport bike videos. So, anyway, have a good one, guys. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I was gonna try and smack your windshield, but you're too far away. I'm gonna shout this guy out. He's gonna have no fucking idea who the hell I am.